What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Double AF here with another dose of the True Scope. So, this video, I'm probably mainly gonna just let it play because Jesse's gonna say something that is very relevant. It's something that I've touched on, but I haven't really done full-fledged videos on it. But it's definitely something that needs to be discussed. So, there's no better time than the now. And also, with that being said, um, I just did a video about what's that nigga name? Brandon Tatum. Brandon Tatum. He wanted to write off. Who was it? He wanted to write off Ben Crump because we all understand what Ben Crump stands for. Yada yada yada. Right. But it's kind of like that old saying, like even a blind squirrel finds a nut sometimes. Right. And it's like, hey, just because we understand the MO of certain people doesn't mean that every time they do something, like we just got to write it off. Like he might actually be correct about this one. Just so if Ben Crump calls an actual quote unquote racist person racist for doing some quote unquote racist things, just because Ben Crump said it, we're supposed to just say, oh, disregard that. No, it doesn't. That's not how you're supposed to work. You're supposed to be able to listen to everybody and be able to, dissect and get to the nitty gritty. You know what I'm saying? Get to the bone of it. So I'm gonna let Jesse speak.
Hero is an illusion. It's not real. It's something that somebody else makes you. Oh, a nurse worked during the Chinese virus. A hero. A hero. And then when they get mad at you, that's no hero. So you feel like a hero when they say you're a hero. And as soon as they get mad at you, they take the hero status away. Now you feel like a non-hero. Isn't that amazing?
Yes, it is amazing, sir. And it's amazing because what's occurring is that people allow outsiders to validate them. So you shouldn't be looking for validation, fellas. And I mean, not from your quote unquote like peers, because everybody got shit going on. Number one, right? We all human. No one's above anyone. Like the only person that you should be seeking validation from is the Most High. And when you allow others outside of the Most High, when you allow humans to validate you and put value on you and all sorts of stuff and build, quote unquote, build you up, which is AKA slapping that battery in your back, when you allow that to happen, you also give them that power. You give them power because the same power that you now have, it came from them. It came from them. You empower them to validate you. And by doing so, you give them power to invalidate you. So what do we do? Well, it's simple. You validate yourself through what you understand from the scriptures. Because that's the only validation that matters, number one. And number two, that can't be taken away from you, regardless of what anyone says. Because you would know that what you're doing is correct and righteous. You understand what I'm saying? So let me break that down for you. When you allow people to say, "Oh, you're a hero," or "you're this, you're that," you allow them to harness the power over you. Right? Now, for whatever reason in the future, say their feelings or thoughts about you change. Excuse me, based on maybe a decision that you made, or that you didn't make. Now they say, "Oh, I'm gonna take all that praise that I heaped on you. I'm gonna take it all off." And not only that, now I'm gonna put all this negativity on your name. You gave them the power to do that. So don't. It's really a simple. It's easy. Well, it's not easy. It's simple to say it, right? And I know some things are very simple like sounding, but when it comes to actually implementing it like in a practical way, it's not as simple. But this is actually that simple. I know that we live in a time where we have all this external validation mediums, channels, if you will. We have the Twitters, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. You go on and go on and on and on. The tickety talks, all that stuff, right? All that is external validation seeking. That's it. That's it. How? How do I know that? Well, let's look at it like this. If you post a photo on your Facebook page and you get 20 likes on that photo, right? And then you post a photo a month later and you get 150 likes on that photo. If you feel like, oh man, this photo is better, I got 150 likes on this photo as opposed to the photo that only give you 20 likes, you're already past the point already. I get where I'm going. You're already trying to you're quantifying people's validation of you and your photo already, and it shouldn't matter to you whether the shit gets 1 like, 0 like, 150,000 likes. It shouldn't matter. It should be whatever. You posted the photo for whatever reason that you chose to post it. Unless it was to garner validation, then that's a different conversation. But if it wasn't for that sole purpose to garner validation, and it was because you posted a photo of an outfit that you like, that you're wearing, or you posted a photo of your new haircut, or whatever the case may be, it shouldn't matter how many likes you get. If you're at that point where it doesn't matter, then yeah, you're doing well. And if you're at the point where you're like, oh man, I only got 20 likes, and every time you get a notification for another like, you're looking to see who did it, and all that. Hey, my man, you're doing it wrong. I'm not calling you a bad person or anything like that, but you're doing it wrong. You're living wrong. You're misaligned. You need a realignment. All right, because none of that stuff matters. None of it matters. None of it really means anything. What the hell the next person likes? It should matter, one, about the Most High, and then two, you. What do you like? But I say this all the time. I say it again. A lot of us don't know who the hell we are. We don't know what we like. We don't know if we coming or going. A lot of us are lost because a lot of us take the whole identity of quote unquote black hook, line, and sinker. So we subscribe to everything that quote unquote goes with that, and anything that quote unquote ain't black, we don't go with. So if being intellectual, being well read, well spoken, oh, that's not black. Oh, he speaks what? What does he speak? He speaks white. So hey, so then that doesn't, we don't cherish those things. So again, that whole quote unquote black culture, the whole quote unquote black identity, all that stuff is not real. And again, too many of our people have taken that hook, line, and sinker, and they try to build an actual existence on that. But quote unquote black is a caricature. It's a caricature. That's what it is. It's a caricature. I'm in my room right now, and I'm looking at. I have mostly I already know. I'm a musician, so I have several guitars. I'm looking at 4 of them right now. Well, actually, I'm not looking at the guitars. I'm looking at the cases that they're in. Right. Each one of these cases are black. The chair across from me is black leather, right? The socks on my feet are black. I put my hand on the sock, right? And there's a clear distinction between my hand and the sock. They're not the same, right? This black is a color. It's a manufactured color. The color black was manufactured for these guitar cases that I'm looking at. Manufactured for this goddamn seat that office chair I'm looking at. Manufactured from these Adidas socks that I'm wearing. Manufactured. Same thing for the quote unquote black identity. Manufactured. Are y'all with me? If you're with me, let me know in the comments. Please give me a like, a share, subscribe, all that stuff. Let me know if y'all with me so far. All right, because this is something that I've probably talked about the most on this channel because I still can't wrap my head around it. How a lot of our people will quote unquote stay or stand 10 toes down for their blackness. You know what I'm saying? Or the and don't let somebody try to question their blackness. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll die trying to defend their quote unquote blackness. And if that's not the stupidest shit you ever heard of in your life, like come on. But let me get back to Jesse.
You don't feel like a hero all of a sudden. Now, the points were made yesterday, and I understand it, that there are people who do what we call heroic things. Like when they had the 9/11 attack there, when the buildings were attacked in New York. There were firemen and others who went in that building or those buildings to save some people, and some of them were killed themselves. That was a heroic thing to do. Amazing. But I guarantee you, people like that are not looking for a pat on the back. They're not looking to be called heroic, because when they did it because the need was there. They didn't think of themselves as.
Exactly, and that's what I was basically saying. At some point, I know I did definitely let that kind of ramble on, but where I started was with what Jesse's saying now, which is that to do the right thing is to do the right thing. You're not doing it looking for any kind of validation from it. There's two types of people, all right? And hear me out on this. There's two types of people. Excuse me. There's person A. Person A goes to the boardwalk, right? Or the fair. I don't know where y'all live. Maybe I don't live near no water. Goes to the boardwalk or the fair, right? And person A wins a prize playing one of the carnival games or whatever you call it, right? And person A takes the prize, the let's just call it a stuffed animal, and gives it to a young child, right? And walks away. There you go. This child clearly doesn't have anything. I just won this. I don't really need it nor want it. Hey, this child might like it. They're staring at it. Here, take it. And then continue on with what they're doing, right? That's person A. Person B, same setting, carnival, fair, whatever, wins a prize and says, hey, you know what? I'm gonna give this prize to some kid. And then they decide to make a spectacle of it. They need an audience. They need people to see what happened, so that way the people could heap praise on person B. So now, if we look at both person A and person B, the difference between person A and person B initially is that person B is selfish. Person B is selfish because they only did it to receive praise for themselves. So they do a quote unquote good deed by giving that child in need that prize, not sitting here saying that the child needs the prize per se, but just stick with me here. And then they do that in front of the crowd because they want the praise. So they did it for themselves. They didn't do it for the child. They didn't really care about the child and the child's wants and needs, whatever. Because the crowd came and watched you give the child it, and instead of them, going around the child and saying, "Oh, where'd you get that?" Yeah. Now they're all looking at you. Meanwhile, person A had already walked off the damn boardwalk and is gone, driving home, not even thinking about nothing. There's two types of people out there, y'all. There's two types of people. And am I gonna sit here and say that one is good and one's bad? No, that's not what this is about. But we have to be able to understand that first of all, equal is not a thing. There's nothing equal. There's nothing equal. So being able to identify people's motives and all that stuff, and get ahead of it, is only going to help you in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Because if you have someone in your inner circle that's a person B, you may think, because they're relying on you to believe that, they're so giving and all this stuff and yada yada, and that might, this person may be a friend, it might be your girlfriend. So they play this role. I hope you ever noticed, and I keep talking about roles lately because it's true. It's very real and relevant. Again, maybe your friend and your best friend, and maybe a family member, and maybe your girlfriend, right? They're playing this role where they need you to believe that they're also giving and also thoughtful, but meanwhile they're only doing it for themselves. You know, are you person A or are you person B? Are you surrounded by person A's or person B's in your life? Or are you living with a person A or person B? And again, not saying that hey, you may very well be living with a person B. That person B may be your girlfriend, your fiance, or your wife, right? Doesn't mean that you got a divorce or whatever. It just means that you have to understand the rules of engagement because of she's person B. If y'all with me, let me know. Put it in the comments. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're with me so far, I'm gonna get back to the video. I'm gonna let it play a little bit more, then I'm gonna cut it. I don't want this one to go on for 30 minutes. Actually, I might. I'm just gonna cut it now. I'm gonna cut it now because I think the last couple videos I did was about 30 minutes. I really don't like doing 30-minute videos. So anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And again, there's nothing against heroes. There's certain things that men do that are deemed heroic, like what he said as the example of 9/11. That's heroic. To run into a situation where you're putting yourself at risk